Kristian, thank you so much for being on the Visibility Podcast. I'm super excited to have you here and share your wisdom about Facebook and Instagram ads to the visibility community.
Yeah, excited to be here. Thanks for having me,
Yeah,
Melissa.
awesome. All right, real quick, tell everybody where you're coming in from.
Yeah, so I just recently moved into Colorado. My business partner lives out here, so I am in my like half moved in apartment house right now. But yeah, I'm enjoying the mountain views out here,
All
and
right.
I'm a city boy, and now I'm in like a rural mountain town, so very different life for me right now.
Okay, and I always like to just talk weather for 2 seconds. So, what's the temp right now in Colorado?
It is sunny and 60s, but not
Oh,
even
nice.
5 days ago we had a foot of snow outside.
Awesome.
So it is, you get the ups and the downs.
All right. Well, we're in the same boat. It's sunny and 60 here in Wisconsin as well.
Love
All right,
it.
Kristian. So you are an ads person for studio owners. So our community is studio owners and other brick and mortar business owners, but everybody, we can always learn from everybody. So what do you
hmm
want people to get or to walk away from at the end of this podcast?
Yeah, I hope that they can think about meta ads, like that we're talking about Instagram and Facebook in a much simplified version. When I got into this like 6 to 7 years ago, there's just I learned from so many people, and there's a lot of people out there that just overcomplicate things that don't need to be overcomplicated. And so at the end of the day, a brick and mortar business, you have people within a 10-mile radius, and this is all about how to get in front of them on their mobile devices. And so I hope that if you're overcomplicating it right now, that you can walk away and be like, okay, I got this. It's simple. I get it. I can implement this in my own business.
All right. Okay. Well, you started right there with $10 radius. Because one of the things that business owners, studio owners, we have this seasonal business. We are recording this in May. Our recital literally is this weekend. And the summer is right in front of us. So when you say $10 radius, um, my ears perk up because that's a one thing with investing in ads. So as a studio
hmm
owner, many of us are 200 students or less. So what would you say to that studio owner that's like, oh, I feel like I should, but I'm not sure if it's right?
Yeah. Well, just think about a studio owner. I don't think that, first of all, they realize how many parents are within a 10-mile radius of their studio. And you don't really need that much. Like our advertising, right now we have, 150 plus dance studio clients between Manhattan, rural US, Canada, and very ever do we go above a $10 a day advertising budget. So that's $300 a
Wow.
month. $300 a
Wow.
month is more than enough to get in front of parents in your community. Um, I would say if you're in a really populated city, you can go up a little bit more, but we have found for our data shows that if we try to spend more than 20 a day, we get like a diminishing return. So first of all, if anyone's telling you you got to spend 50, 60, $100 a day, ignore it. You just need $10 a day. That's a latte per day in
Oh
terms
my
of your
gosh.
budget.
Boom. Okay. All right. So then what makes a really good ad or what makes ads fail? What's a better way to ask
Okay.
that? You tell
Um,
me.
Visually, this is really helpful in a visual exercise. I do this at conferences, but I will try to explain it to
Yeah.
you. But your ad needs to pass the 3-second test. So
Mm.
if you create something, whether you're promoting a trial, your summer sessions, your summer camps, whatever that may be, your ad needs to communicate that in 3 seconds or less. Because if you think about it, we're scrolling through social media, we're
Yeah.
lingering on a post for a second at most. So after you create something, look at it and then put it down after a second. No, do that with a friend
Oh.
and say,
Oh.
what do you remember from the ad? And if
Okay.
they cannot tell you what you're offering, then that means your ad is not clear enough.
Oh, I love that.
And
Okay.
when I look at ads, I think a lot of people are just putting way too much information on it. They'll put the
Yes.
schedule, the pricing, the location, they'll add a QR code. They'll add so much that
Yeah.
people are just like they're kind of getting their brain just can't figure out like what is this trying to say to me? And so one headline is enough, like book your free trial, explore our summer dance camps. Like those are 3 to 4 words, nice and big. Just so that way when people are scrolling, they're within a second, they know what it is you're advertising to them.
Oh, I love that. Okay. I do. I see so much. I'm also thinking of my own stuff. I'm like, okay, yeah, it's too busy. It's too busy. Less,
Yeah. Less is more. Less is more in
Yeah.
this world. So that's what the ad creative itself.
Hmm.
Now there's some more after the click that I like to talk about, so we can
Please
go
do.
down that
Yeah.
path if that's all
Go for
right.
it. Yeah.
So after the click is your first chance to lose parents again. Even if your ad is the best thing in the world, if they click on it and then they end up on a website that's really hard to navigate, or they click on it and they end up to your Facebook page and they're like,
Yeah.
okay, well, where do I go sign up?
Yeah.
You're going to be losing people. And so really, every ad needs a lead form. And so there's two ways you can do that. Number one is you can use Facebook instant forms, which is all built in with Facebook. You can do that within the tool. And
Hmm.
all you need to collect is name, email, and phone number from the parent. That's it.
Hmm.
We prefer to use a landing page, which is
Hmm.
just like a simple one-page website that says, "Hey, thanks for checking out our free trial class," or "Hey, opt in to find more about our summer programs." And again, you're only collecting name, email, and phone number. That's all you
Hmm.
want to get at this point because, again, we're competing for attention. And
Time.
nowadays, like, we're moving
Time.
on to the next thing. If
Yeah.
it's too, yeah, time. If it's too
Yeah.
complicated or it takes me more than a second, your opt-in form should be easy enough where a parent who's driving through the Starbucks drive-through, in between the time that they order and pay,
Yeah.
they should be able to like put in their info, submit
Time.
it, and then you have a contact number that you can call them, text them, and follow up with them with.
Okay. Super simple. I do. I think this whole thing of landing pages, lead magnets, all the things, it's just gotten so cumbersome. Um, I mean, I've been doing this 17 years. So I've seen the on-site of it, like the beginning of it, and then the development of it. And I'm just like, I don't have time. I have 5 kids myself. I don't
Yeah.
have time. Like just take me to it and
Yeah.
let me buy it or sometimes yeah just they just want to buy it right away too. I always struggle with that with the CRMs like there's just you give them all your life information before you can finally check out
Hmm.
so that's a different topic but all right this is just a question from my community do we should I just boost it like if I'm getting traction on a post should I just boost it does that make sense
Mm.
because we can
That's a
kind of
really good
target that boost like when you say that it says okay who do you want to target.
that's a really good question. Again, I'm very much data driven when it comes to these things. And so we have at this point accumulated we've probably managed over $1.5 million of ad spend in the last 6 years for dance studios specifically. And we have wasted money on things that we know don't work. Boosting posts is one of that, where you just don't have as much control over boosted posts as you do a targeted ad campaign. I found the targeting is a little bit limited. It tends to show it more towards followers, and you don't really get in front of new people that much. And the
Mm,
second reason is you're limited on what the call to action is. So you're really limited to visit my profile page or send me a DM. You can't really take them to another platform where you can then capture their
okay.
contact info.
Okay.
So it's tempting, it's easy, it's there. Um, it's going to get you views, but just those views are not going to
Okay.
translate into enrollments.
Okay. Thanks for it. That was a great way of explaining that the reasoning there. Because yeah, to get in front of the actual person that's going to buy versus
Correct.
follow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You talked a little bit about this with the graphic or the visual, having that call to action, free class, free
Hmm.
trial, free week. Um, a little bit of that, but can you like, is there a ebb and flow? Should studios have ads going the whole time, all year long? Should we
Mm.
always be promoting, always be selling? Um, of course, there's seasonal stuff. We're really kicking it in high gear. What do you see as the best practice? Like, is it to have something always going, or just do? I can see both sides of it a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna put on the business hat and then my empathy hat. Business,
Yes,
Kristian says, always,
absolutely.
always, always. A business needs constant growth. You need to be getting in front of new parents, generating leads, converting those leads, and turning because like the health of your business relies on new customers and retaining customers as well. Like you got to retain them and get new ones. But I understand studio owners, the seasons. We're in the thick of recital. A lot of our clients, they get overwhelmed, especially studios that are, don't have as, they're not as well staffed. You might be a solo studio owner where you're
Yeah.
doing your HR, you're the
Right.
artistic director, you're the choreographer. And if you physically cannot fathom, introducing trial students when kids are like 3 months into their choreography. It's like, so I
Hmm.
totally get those reasons, but your business needs it. And so I think the biggest mistake is turning off your marketing because right now in May is when the panic button hits and when you realize, oh man, I haven't been promoting since I closed enrollment in February. We've just been in like recital mode. I can't think of
Hmm.
anything else. And you put your head
Hmm.
up and you realize your summer programs are
Right.
looking a little thin. And you're
Hmm.
like, thank goodness I have my competition team that's required to take classes. Otherwise, I got nothing really left.
Right.
Um, so you don't what we do with our clients is we always say, right now you should be marketing for your next season. So cool. You can't take new students or not cool that you can't take new students. Find a way. We have some clients that find a way.
Yeah.
But let's say you're like, I'm not at that level yet. I got to close enrollment right now. Awesome. Then your ads should be looking down the road. You still
The
want to
next.
generate leads because
Okay.
over the course of a 3 month time period, if you're advertising potentially your summer programs or trial events is a really popular strategy, is like, let's do something now to enroll them for fall. You want to build a list of parents who want
Yeah.
what you have to offer. And if you turn that off, you don't really have many people to reach out to once you're ready to enroll kids again. And so we have our clients when they're in recital mode, usually between February to May, and it varies. Some studios we have our year-round enrollment. They take
Yeah.
kids in the day before the
Hmm.
recital. They
Hmm.
just find a way, which I
Hmm.
encourage you to find a way.
Hmm.
But if you're not, at least we have our clients that like, when they're ready for the next summer or the next fall registration, their ads have been running and now they have a list of 200 parents that they can text and be like, hey, thanks so
Yeah.
much for your patience. You've been waiting. We're now hosting our trial event here in June. Come on in and do a demo class and let's get you signed up for fall. So
Mm.
the number of leads that you have available is going to be, you want that to be growing always, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah. I would agree as a marketing person as well. You always want to be adding to that email list, text list, contact list. And they're never a no. They're just a not right now.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because they're
Yeah.
going to grow, or they're going to, in my case, you've been around the block enough. They then have grandbabies, and that happened where I'm
Yes.
like, how are you now a grandma? Like,
Yeah.
so yeah, it's just crazy. It's amazing. So the lead follow up. Because sometimes we get those emails, those calls and stuff, and then it's just
Yeah.
like you're talking to nobody, even though you're emailing or texting, calling, you're not getting that. So, um, any tips there, or what you're seeing, or things to help people with that lead follow up,
Yeah.
or are
There's,
you like, yeah, not my bucket. I
well,
just
no,
got you
it
the
is.
leads.
No, well, we do provide a CRM for all our clients, and we use a
Okay.
platform called Go High Level. It's a very widely popular platform out there. And there's two things. You need a system. I think having a CRM system is super important because you can tag people, you can schedule automated text messages to go out where you can spend an hour, schedule your next 10 text messages, and you know that those things are going out while you're in the classroom again.
Yeah.
But what stands in the way more than the tool is the emotions, the heart and the
Yes.
mind is like, I don't want to bother them. I don't want to text them again. I don't want to be annoying. But you have to be relentlessly consistent and persistent with your follow-up. We have our clients where we're like, you follow up until you get a no or an enrollment. And I love to tell a story of one of our clients, Alicia. She's like the follow-up queen, so good at this. Um, she like she like started at like 115 dancers. Now she has two locations and she's like crossing 600 because she is persistent and she will follow up 9, 10, 11 times to do that. And like if someone hears that, like I would cringe. I don't want to be that person that like bothers someone. But you'll be so surprised. Like when I look in her account, you'll see parents. They didn't respond for months, and she texts. And then on the 12th one, you think the parent would be like, oh my God, stop bothering me. But the parent was like, oh my God, thank you for not
Hmm.
giving up on me
Yeah.
because I've been so busy. My kid was in soccer, yada, yada, yada. Now we're ready for dance. And now they're signing up. And it took
Hmm.
dozens of texts. So
Hmm.
don't give up. Keep it
Don't
going.
give up. Yeah. Yeah. And you all know that the fortune's in the follow-up and who's going to do
Exactly.
it. And if a pro tip here, if you're too emotionally tied to it, get somebody else on your team to do it because they're not emotionally tied to it as much as you
It's a
are.
good
Like
point.
just
Yeah.
like outsource it, get it to
Yeah.
your team member or get it automated through the platform so that that's there too, right? Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, there's a balance. Like you can use automations to schedule things, but it's also possible to automate a bad customer experience. So you don't want to
Oh, I love
overdo it
that.
as well. And I have some horror stories that whether we make time for them or not, but I've seen
Well, share one, share one,
some
share a horror
okay.
story.
This is kind of really sad.
Because you just
Um,
shared a great story of follow-up. So share something that's not cool.
yeah. So our clients, I'll be honest, like they get a little frustrated with our company in that we lock down our automations quite a bit. Because like we've seen mistakes happen and people who are like, well, I don't want to spend the time to follow up. So I'm going to go in and build this elaborate automation that sends all these auto texts and like I don't have to touch it. And it's like, cool. Like the shiny thing of like, you don't have to touch it. But we had a client that kind of went rogue. They built out the most elaborate automation I've ever seen in my life. And there was a parent that got caught in the automation who, and this is a studio in Australia, um, but their child had a tragic incident, and she lost her child.
Oh,
And the studio and the automation was like bombarding her with like, why aren't you coming in for your trial? Why aren't you like, and it was just like,
oh,
it was a
oh,
really that like shook me to the core.
yeah.
And that's when like we were like, okay, I'm sorry, clients, but for your own good, we're gonna lock these down and we're gonna build smart automations that don't overdo it because like
Mm,
that was something I would never want to happen to anyone again.
yeah. Yeah. Mm. I love your heart. I love that you are empathetic there, understanding that these are humans on the other side. They're not just
Yeah.
clients, they're humans.
Yeah.
And they're not being rude by not responding back or giving you even a no. They're living life. They're juggling all the things, even though I always I know I'm going on a side tangent here, but business owners, oh, I'm a business owner. I'm so busy. I'm a business owner. Oh, and I'm like, I was a stay-at-home mom for many, many
Yeah.
years, and
Mm.
that was a whole other busy, mind-numbing experience. Okay, business ownership is its own thing.
Yeah.
Being a teacher in the school system is super busy and exhausting. So we're all busy and we're all juggling the best we can. So to remember that on the other side of that follow or like or intake form is a human
It is.
that is doing the best they can
Yeah.
with what they're doing.
Yeah. Well
And our
said.
job
Yep.
is to see them and to hear them and to
Yep.
nurture them humanly. And yes, there's
Yeah.
time for automation. I'm a fan of automation. But yeah, I love that you shared that story because those are the ones we learn the most from, right?
Yeah, that is going to stick with me for life. And
Yeah.
I love what you're talking about. Like, it's the human, and we have all this AI coming out, and again, more promise of saving time, have your business that runs 24/7. And sure, there's a time and place where you can implement some of these tools where parents can get an answer, when they're putting their kids down to sleep at 10:30, and you don't want, you want to have business boundaries, but at the same time, these are people in your community, and communities are built on relationships. And so you just got to
Yes.
build a relationship.
Yeah. And especially, and you just said community. Most of these people you are running into, whether you're
Yeah,
out of the grocery store, you're running, picking up kids or whatever, you're running into them. So that's the other unique thing about us. It's local. It's not,
totally. Yep,
shipping product across the state, and we'll never see those
exactly.
people. So
Yeah.
all the more reason to be empathetically human to our people.
Hmm.
So, and to carry that over into our advertising. So that's a beautiful, little segue to how do you work with your people? Can you tell us a little bit about the process? So if somebody's thinking about it, we're like, okay, yeah, I think I want to do this.
Yeah. It's really simple. I mean, we right now we do meta ads and we give you a CRM. And so because we've been in this dance industry for many years, we've kind of refined all the strategies from the trial to the mini session to the summer camp, your open
Hmm.
house. So we've got the playbooks, and where we kind of come in collaboratively is, content's a big piece. We need to make sure that we've got good imagery. Kids are, smiling faces, and we basically, all you gotta do is submit the content. Our team helps you plan. Our account managers are persistent, and they're like, Miss Sarah, I know you're busy, but we got to start getting your fall enrollment going. And so they're gonna push you to like plan ahead, collect the content. We take care of everything. We build the ads, manage your budget, and then we give you a CRM tool as well, because getting a lead is the beginning of the process. It's not enough. So you get a tool where you can text the parents, book them in, use some simple automation so that you can book them in for trials or studio tours or things like that, and just keep all your ducks in a row, nice and organized. And our community too, like we care about teaching people as well. And so those of you who may not feel like you're the best at follow-up, or you don't know how to communicate as effectively, or maybe your tech skills aren't as sharp, as like we have a ton of weekly calls where we just empower you to use the tools that we provide. Um, and that's it. We just help you get in front of more parents in your community, and they click, they opt in, and we help you convert them into students.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much, Christian. This is really helpful. So where can people best find you? Where do you want to send people?
I would say if you look up dancemotionmarketing.com, you'll get to our website. And then, Instagram is a really great place to follow us as well. And that you'll find out more about our content, our workshops, and then we post a little bit about our podcast there as well.
Hmm. Yeah, very cool. Awesome. This was so helpful, and I love the direction it took, a little bit different than I anticipated. So thank you. Thanks for that. So if you are a studio owner looking to grow, which most of us are, that's why you're listening. You're a high achiever wanting to get better, as podcast listeners. So check out Christian and their work, and book a call to learn more. And if not, you probably got some great tips here to take action on your side if you want. So thank you so much. Christian, thank you so much for your time. And everybody, thank you. If you got some value out of this, please message Christian or I on our Instagrams. They'll be on below, linked in the show notes. All right, everybody. Have a great week. We will see you here, same time, same place next week. Thanks. Peace. Bye-bye. There we go.